It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast with Lydell, Dinero, and Hugo Twilight.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lydell Dinero. It's time for another episode of the Best of Bias podcast, pop culture edition, sports edition, and whatever you like edition. We're bringing it to you. It's another episode, baby. What's up, AKA? Of course, you got AKA in the building. What's up, AKA?
It's cracking.
Yeah. It's time to talk about some topics. Hope the Best of Bias listeners had a good weekend. We in overdrive as far as the content goes, guys. We out here pushing the content, more and more pop culture, because pop culture happens nonstop, and we want to get it to you and, see how you guys feel about it on a more often basis, you know what I mean? And I always try to explain to you guys what I'm doing before, but what's better than just letting you hear it? Let's just get right into it. What's popping, AKA, you ready for some topics?
Oh yeah, I'm down. Let's get it going.
All right, let me start off. Oh, my bad. Let me start off with some sports stuff, man, because we did not talk too much about the sports last episode. Like I said, my sports episode got deleted. I recorded a little bit about that, but I'm going to go through my topics, what I talked about really quickly, a little briefly. As you guys all know, the Milwaukee Bucks took the 2021 NBA championship. Giannis getting the, NBA Finals MVP. It's the first time since I believe 1976, 71, I think actually 76 was the last time they were in the finals or something like that. So it's a big deal. Did you hear about this? I'm sure you heard about the Bucks winning the championship for the NBA.
Yeah, I don't really watch that much, but it happened when I was over at Wendy's brother's house. So I saw the end of it.
Right. As a casual, was it refreshing to you to see a championship that didn't have LeBron James or Steph Curry in it?
I don't really watch basketball or NBA because I don't watch basketball that much at all. So because I don't really get to see it that much with the other two in it, it didn't really feel different to me. I feel like a regular game.
I feel that. A lot of people, maybe not a lot of people, but LeBron James has been to like 9, 10 NBA finals. So he's been in this generation to most of the finals that people have been seeing. Steph Curry and the Warriors have been winning the finals hella. So it's like the last 10 years, it's been a finals with at least LeBron James or Steph Curry in it.
Yeah,
so
I know that.
It's been kind of nuts.
It's just I think I've only watched in my whole life maybe 3 finals games. I don't know. I mean, I've been to one real NBA game, the Warriors, back when they was always losing, and they actually won that game. I forgot who it was. It was a long time ago, but it was back when they were losing.
I feel that, and for me, I'm just saying that. For the first time in a while, media-wise, because a lot of times when it comes to championships and sports, the media is pretty driven by like what's going on in that sports series. So say like, oh, LeBron James is on every commercial or every sports media or TV media show talking about LeBron or Steph Curry or who this person, that person. But now they're actually talking about 2 different teams that weren't really talked about often: Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks, and Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Middleton, and a lot of players that maybe people in the league or, like I said, NBA fans, casual NBA fans don't really know about. So I feel like it was a good year this year to put those players on forefront, and they've been working really hard, been in the NBA a while, and I'm happy this year it wasn't just another ring on LeBron or Steph Curry's finger. And it was somebody Giannis won back-to-back MVPs. He's won Defensive Player of the Year. He had all the top honors in the NBA, but hasn't won the championship. And it seems kind of cool for, another person that doesn't win all the time to actually win and get a ring and accomplish something like that. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Because it's like fucking LeBron seems like he's going to play forever. And it seems like as much as he plays, he always tries to find good-ass players to play with him somehow for him to win the championship. So,
And he's like my age, so that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, he's like 36, 37, and all he does is like recruit the best players to come play with them, making his career even longer. And he just keeps winning championships.
Yeah, what you gotta do.
I'm not hating on. I love LeBron James, but it's like fuck. and I want my team to win a championship at some point. So it's like, okay, to see these good Goliath teams lose sometimes, it's refreshing. It gives other teams hope that if they actually work hard, they can actually possibly win.
Yeah,
And they don't
but I
have to
mean,
buy superstars.
I see what he's doing. He's just trying to build his legacy, and I mean, that's what any real player want to do. You know, they want to. It's kind of like immortalizing themselves, even though he's already pretty much immortalized. But if you can make it as big as you can, that's the more you'll be remembered. You know.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. And LeBron James is because he actually just became one of the, actually the first active player to earn $1 billion in his
From
career.
basketball, or while playing basketball.
Just while playing basketball, career
Okay.
earnings.
What's up?
Yeah, man. Hence, round of applause for this man, because this guy, at least when he's making a bunch of money, he's giving back. He fucking started a school. He's actually on the forefront of helping push forward voters' rights from minorities. So he puts his money where his mouth is, and that $1 billion isn't like the $1 billion some of these people make and don't give back at all, or you don't see the effect of the stuff that he does. But I feel like that's big kudos to him, even though he's taking the championships away from everybody. God damn it. But yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, this is supposed to be about Giannis right now. Shout out to the Bucks. Shout out to Chris Middleton. Everybody's talking shit about him all season. They didn't think he can get it done as a number 2 player. PJ Tucker, he's been moving around a lot in the NBA. He actually got to a team that can help him get over the threshold and actually win himself a championship. He's actually just been a utility player, as you guys all know. But, hard work pays off, like we were trying to, it's the theme of this episode. Work hard, stay at your craft, and you'll get over the hill eventually. Drew Holiday left the Pelicans, he had to get a championship. I guess New Orleans is cursed. They lost Anthony Davis the next year. He won a championship. They lost Drew Holiday the next year. He won a championship. So that's kind of ugly, but there must be a black cat walking around that franchise. Shout out to them. Shout out to Milwaukee. Another situation out there in Milwaukee, every game during the finals, they had a thing called Deer Park, where they had like thousands of fans like smushed together, like watching the game on a screen, like a concert. But they're back to back to back to back to back watching the game, and they would show them on ESPN or wherever the game was on, showing them cheering. It'll be thousands of players. I mean, thousands of people just outside, just COVID city.
Oh yeah.
COVID city.
They're trying to risk it all.
Right. Yeah, everybody's risking it all. I mean, I don't know. Even people I don't think everybody was vaccinated. There's no way everybody was vaccinated out there. So people were in real life just.
I mean, yeah, and then like a lot of people who are vaccinated are getting this shit. So
Yeah.
I mean, vaccination don't mean you're 100%, immune to it. You can still catch it.
Right, and I feel like if you put yourself in those kind of tight ass situations, you're just asking for it. Niggas breathing your neck all day. You just kind of like it's only a matter of time. But I think it was like the stadium where the Bucks played, the arena held like 60,000 people. There's like 50,000 outside watching the game, and like back to back to back. So after Milwaukee did win the championship, I'm sure there was like a riot outside. Some, I'm saying cars were burned, people were drunk, missed work the next day. It was probably mayhem out there. But
good times.
Yeah, good times. But right after you win the championship and the season's over, it's back to 0-0 and everybody's coming for your neck. Now all that you have this celebration for a couple weeks, but after that, everybody, is at your neck. The hunter has become the hunted, and you got to start it all over. And everybody's rebuilding, getting way better to try to beat you. And starting with that rebuild and talking about a rebuild, somewhat of a rebuild, the rich get richer with Russell Westbrook getting traded over to the Los Angeles Lakers. What do you feel about that? They already got Anthony Davis. They already got LeBron James. They just won the championship 2 years ago, and they got one of the best players in the NBA.
I started with the Warriors. Everybody trying to get their little dream team going. So, yeah. I mean, it's expected, right? It's expected. People see it that other people are doing this to win championships, and they ain't trying to be left behind. If they got the money to do it, which the Lakers do, do it.
And it's like they're supposed to be like tight on cash and like really close to the luxury cap, salary cap. But I feel like if I'm a billionaire owner for a professional team, I would tell these players like, we'll get you money elsewhere. We'll give you money under the table shit, if I'm a billionaire, I'll give you a couple million a year, just for you to come to my city and play. I don't know if that's legal or not, but it
I don't
seems like
think
that's
it's
how the Lakers are operating, because there's no way you can get the best players like this and not really have any money or assets to trade for these players.
I feel like even back when the Warriors did it, I think I talked to you about it or something. Like it does take away a little bit from the actual sport because it's like if you had Mike Tyson in his prime going in there fighting against Floyd Mayweather's, it wouldn't be like a real fight because Mike Tyson's big ass is going to destroy his little ass no matter how
Yeah.
good he is. So
Mhm.
it's like if you got these super teams going up against regular teams, you expect them to win all the time, and it kind of takes the fun out of it when they do. And if they
Right.
don't, then it's like, then it's like, oh, look, shame on you. You tried to do all this and you couldn't do it. You really like were doing
Right.
or something like
It's a
that. So it's like,
double-edged sword. Yeah.
yeah, it's like I don't know. I think it does take a little bit of excitement out of it because nobody like. In some senses, you do like. I mean, look at like when Floyd Mayweather fought against Logan Paul. It was like it was something to watch, but nobody really gave that much fucks about it. Like we knew what the outcome was going to be, and it was even worse than what we thought. So it's like when you have teams that are like souped up like that, it's not really all that fun to watch. You know what the outcome's going to be.
Right. Yeah.
Although if you do bet the opposite, you'll probably have a good chance. I mean, you'll probably win a lot if they lose.
Yeah. And barring injury and stuff, that is, it's kind of inevitable sometimes when you kind of already know what's going to happen, especially with these super stacked teams like this year, with the Nets and the who else was this year? The Warriors. I mean, not the Warriors. The Lakers too. The Lakers were stacked, and the only reason they really lost, I want to say, is because AD got hurt, LeBron got hurt. Um, the Nets. I don't know if you knew this, but Nets have Kevin Durant this year, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving, three of the best scorers in the league, all stacked together on the same team. And they're in the playoffs this year. The only reason they probably lost to the Bucks, anyways, for the Bucks to win the championship, is Kyrie Irving had a bad ankle sprain. James Harden tore his hamstring, and Kevin Durant's coming back from injury. So these players were dealing with injuries throughout the playoffs, and that they were just put together this year, killing everybody in the regular season. And when the playoffs came, they got hella hurt, and yeah, it was over for them. But injuries can happen to anybody, no matter how you stack a team, no matter how much money you have. All it takes is one tweak, and the team can be done for a season. And that's what happened to the fucking Nuggets, man. I'm a Nuggets fan, you know that. Everybody out there, the Best of Bias fans, know that. You know what happened because I've been talking about it all season. We're on the trajectory to be the motherfucking Finals champions. Jokic winning MVP. Everything was going right. We got Aaron Gordon, but a couple of games after we got Aaron Gordon, and everybody thought we were the favorites to actually win the championship or make it to the finals. Jamal Murray goes down tearing his ACL at the Chase Center playing against the Warriors. And, that derailed us for the rest of the playoffs. Everybody doubted us for the rest of the season. We got swept by the Phoenix Suns. Like I said, all it takes is one injury to one of the star players to a key role player, and that team can have to, assess their championship trail back 2 years, 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Because you only can have an injured LeBron James every so often. LeBron James doesn't usually get hurt. So when he's hurt and he's down bad, you have to strike when the iron's hot. You can't just wait. You can't just like wait. Oh, next year it's gonna be fine because LeBron James is gonna come back. This man spends $2 million a year on his body just to keep it rejuvenated for the next season. You know what I mean? And that was our chance this year until until Murray got hurt and everybody else on our team got hurt, and we got exposed by the Phoenix Suns. But Chris Paul, it was a legacy season for him to this season. Finally making it to the NBA Finals. I don't think he's made it to the NBA Finals before, and he's played in the league like 16 years. He's always made it hella close, but either got hurt or somebody on his team got hurt, which led them to lose and never really get to the NBA Finals, or I think the Western Conference Finals at all either. So he was on the way to Hall of Fame, status to where people can say he's not top 3 point guards in the league ever of all time. But since he lost this game, lost 4 in a row after being up 2-0 to the Bucks, I don't know. It's kind of legacy hurting, I would say. But next year he's coming back. I don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, everybody's trying to get bigger and better to beat Beat the Lakers, beat the Warriors. Klay Thompson's coming back. The Warriors are gonna be hella good again. So the variety, the disparity around the league is gonna be even again. So who knows what's gonna happen? Let me get off that soapbox. I just let you guys know I watched the finals. I know what's going on out here. Congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks. Sheesh. If you guys bet on that game, bet on that series, if you won some money, congratulations to you. If you lost some money because the Suns blew up for you guys, god damn it, I feel sorry for you as well. But moving on, talking a little bit more sports. I hope you're still there with me, AKA.
I'm here.
Let's talk a little football, man. I know you're a Cowboys fan, huh? You 49ers fan, Cowboys fan.
Cowboys fan, but I don't watch football no more either.
No, I feel that. Don't worries. I'm gonna keep you up to date here, man. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the championship last year. Did you know that?
I know that, yeah.
Oh yeah, you know that. I know you know that. But we got our Super Bowl rings. I say us because I'm on the team in spirit. We recently just got our Super Bowl rings. Did you see those things? I need to send you a picture probably of what those rings look like. It was like fucking this big. It had 319 diamonds on it to represent our 31-9 victory over the Kansas City Chiefs. Smack Patrick Mahomes' little booty. Pause.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the top of it, it was really sick. It had 319 diamonds, like I said. On the side, it had all the players' names on it. It had the score of the Super Bowl engraved on the side. And then actually the top comes off of the ring. The diamonds pop off the top, and inside of the ring, it's a gold replica of the whole stadium inside there with another diamond. And on the outside of the top of it, it has all the scores to our playoff games before the championship, all the outcomes and shit like that. And on the top where it comes off, it says like legendary first team to ever win the Super Bowl in their home stadium, because that was one of the things we did. We made history last year, if you didn't know. First team to win the Super Bowl in their home stadium. The Rams are going to try to do that this year, but they're not going to do it. They think they're going to do it, but the Rams don't want it with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think we're going back to back, but I ain't going to go there. Like I said, I'm not going to jinx us. I'm going to knock on some wood here. Yeah, you already know what's coming up, but I got fantasy football coming up. I'll tell you guys how I feel about the outcome and the schedule and stuff. I did a little bit of talking about how I feel like the Buccaneers are going to do against their schedule this year. Like I said, we play against a lot of rookie quarterbacks. I think it's going to be good. How you feel about, I don't know if you knew this either because you said you don't watch football. The Cowboys have Dak Prescott, as you may know.
Yeah, I know that.
Right. Last year, he broke his ankle, twisted his foot all the way backwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's back this year. What do you expect from him? Do you think he's going to be better? Do you think, he's in his head now? Do you think he's ready to perform again like a top-notch quarterback? Because he is being paid like one. I think he's getting paid like $70 million this year.
Hope for the best, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be watching this season either. But
you protesting?
Who knows? I'm not protesting. I just lost interest. That makes any sense. I don't know.
No, yeah, I feel it.
It happens sometimes. I used to be a huge MMA fan, and I'm starting now to get back into it. But I lost interest in that for a little while. But I'm starting to get back into it. So give it some time. Like boxing is the only thing that's kind of like stayed steadfast.
I feel it. I feel that. Well, your Cowboys play the Buccaneers week 1 of the NFL season. I don't know if you knew that. They're about to get their asses whooped. You probably can go 0-1. So I'm sorry about that for you guys. But the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott, it's an interesting situation to me because in my opinion, he's no Troy Aikman or nothing like that as far as talent goes. But as far as leadership goes and intangibles go, I think he's a really good guy. I think the Cowboys get a lot of slack because they are America's team or considered America's team, the most profitable sports franchise in the world, I believe, something like that. So a lot of people hate on them. So though I feel like a lot of my friends are Cowboys fans and, I don't want to see them win the championship again before we win another championship, but I feel for Dak Prescott. I know there's a lot of media scrutiny on him because he wanted his money last year. They didn't pay him. They're going through a bunch of contract disputes, and they weren't doing right by Dak until he actually broke his ankle. After he broke his ankle, they actually kind of gave in and gave him his money. Like I said, he's getting paid $70 million this year to play, and I think after that he gets paid upward of $40 million a year after that. Yeah, and he's living and playing, quarterback football in Texas, where he's probably gonna get a whole bunch of stuff for free, and people are probably just gonna treat him like a god for being America's team's quarterback.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's really crazy. It's really crazy. It comes with a lot of pressure, but I feel like they got the right guy to do it. Their owner, Jerry Jones, is like in his 80s or 70s, like upward of his 80s. So he's not going to be around a lot longer. So he's pushing all his chips into the middle of the field, if you may, and is trying to get that championship now. And shout out to him. Shout out to Dak Prescott. Good luck to the Cowboys. Like I said, maybe a little bit down the line, I'm going to get some division breakdowns and who I think's going to win what division and record predictions and shit like that. Maybe I'll get a special guest on here to give some predictions too and see what's going to happen with the outcomes. Aaron Rodgers, let me just get into this real quick before we move on, is signing back with his team. I don't know if you know this at all. Aaron Rodgers wants out of the Green Bay Packers. He's been there his whole career. Won a championship with them, been there forever, won MVP last year, yet he doesn't want to be there. He says that the organization's not giving him any say-so in personnel decisions. They're giving away all the players that he likes on his team without his say-so, and they're expecting him just to, do whatever they say without any input and just shut up and play football. And now he's engaged to an actress. She's pretty young. I don't know. She's a little bit younger than him. I forgot her name exactly. My sister used to watch a TV show she was in. But he's been hosting Jeopardy, making a good amount of money doing that too. So he has the option of not playing football and missing out on that money and making like $30 million a year hosting Jeopardy. So if he didn't play football, he can make a pretty good amount of money doing something elsewhere with the Hollywood wife and just live his life somewhere else. And he was holding out for a long time, missing training camp, not going to camp, meeting with the team. And every day he missed camp, he would lose out on millions of dollars. But he actually reported to camp recently. And he's actually at camp now, but he didn't sign an extension, and he only wants to stay for this year. The team actually threw more money at him, trying to get him to stay. In the beginning, it was mostly about money. He wanted to, get paid more. Dak Prescott's getting paid $70 million this year, like I said. He wanted to get paid like his talents reflecting. He won MVP. His team went to back-to-back NFC championships. Though he didn't win, he's still performing at a high level. And he just feels like he wants to have say in the personnel that his team gets to try to get him over the hump to get him back to a Super Bowl. But the team is like, no. So he's like, fuck this team. I'm not going to play. What do you feel about that?
I feel it.
You feel that?
I feel it. And he got options. He got like they always say, if you're in a job that you don't like, don't just quit. Wait until you got options. And in his case, he's already a millionaire, so it don't matter. But he also got options. So,
right.
He can always just say fuck football, retire, and go do Jeopardy.
He can retire today and make the Hall of Fame. So, he's
a beast. So
yeah, he's a beast. He's a beast, and he just has a problem with the front office. He reportedly said if the GM and the president of operations isn't gone from the team, I'm not coming back. That's what he was saying at first, and then afterwards he was like, yeah, he's just not going to play. But now he's reporting back to the team. And Davante Adams, the number one receiver out there in Green Bay from East Palo Alto. I don't know if you knew that, but he's also not. He stopped his contract negotiations with the team and didn't extend either because he doesn't want to play in Green Bay if Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be there. Because he knows that's who's helping his career. Also, he's trying to play, do good by his homie, and they know that if they lose Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams, they ain't winning nothing. So, it's tight. It's good to see. Aaron Rodgers also being from Chico, going to school out there in Cal, and also Davante being from the Bay Area too. It's pretty cool to see they have that unity and are actually, working together to try to make the team better, and also just trying to get right and do right by Aaron. Even though Aaron doesn't have the best track record of being the best person to deal with, people think he's kind of passive aggressive and hard to deal with. I think people say he's not getting along with his parents. His high school coaches didn't really like him that much either. So there's a lot of stuff in the media saying that he's difficult. But most people, media pundits, are really saying that the team needs to do whatever they need or do whatever Aaron Rodgers wants to make him happy because he's the only way you guys are going to win, pretty much.
True.
Yep. But he's back now. I think he's going to play out of spite. I don't know how well they're going to do. I don't know if a team with the quarterback that doesn't want to be there is going to be what it takes to win the championship. But
yeah, definitely that team spirit,
Yeah, you need to have a unified team in order to make that happen. And Russell Wilson kind of went through the same thing with his coach. He wanted more say on the personnel decisions and stuff. They were like, no, at first, hella resistant. And then Russell Wilson was like, then trade me too. I want to get up out of here then. And then they started doing what he wanted and helping him out. And he said, okay, I'm staying. And now fucking try to win a championship with the team. But that's not good for the NFC. If the biggest threats to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which are the Packers and the Seattle Seahawks, have turmoil within the team, because it just makes it even more easy for us to sail right on by. And you don't want to see Tom Brady in the championship 2 years in a row. If he wins 2 times in a row, I'm going to be a nut. I'll be uncontainable. Pandora only comes out of the box. It doesn't go back in, so you might as well not let it out. That's all I'm saying. Let's move on into a little boxing. We did talk boxing. And by the way, that's me saying the outcome of the NFL season is going to be excellent for the Buccaneers. Let me not just smoothly go past the ending of that, but no more NFL talk. Let's talk a little about this boxing. I know you love the boxing. There's an upcoming boxing match, a date set for a boxing match. Is there a date set for it? Or
I think I recently saw November, but I don't know how set in stone that is. But yeah, it's for Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter.
Okay.
Which I've been looking for like a fight with Terrence Crawford to really, really like solidify who he is, because I feel like he's done a shit ton as far as boxing, and he still doesn't get the credit he deserves. Like, and it's partially because he's signed to Top Rank, and I mean it's just notorious that Bob Arum doesn't really do as much for black fighters as he does for other fighters. So it's kind of like always put Terrence Crawford like on a back burner for stuff. Like for years they tried to get him Pacquiao fight when Pacquiao was the Top Rank, and they kept dancing around that because Pacquiao was their golden boy, and they didn't want to put him in there with somebody who is considered like pound for pound best fighter today. And to me, like right now, my 2 favorite fighters are Terrence Crawford and what's the other one's name again? Errol Spence. And like if you put them both in a ring together, like I wouldn't know who would win. I wouldn't be surprised if it went either way. But Terrence Crawford to me is like more of he's like, I don't know, more skilled as far as boxing, and Errol Spence is more skilled as far as like adapting. Yeah, they both have really like crisp boxing skills, but Errol Spence adapts to what I feel like he doesn't go into a fight with a game plan. He just goes in, sees who gets thrown at him, and then he adapts to it. But I feel like Terrence Crawford goes in, fills the fight out, and then just executes whatever he wants to do. And every fight he's had, they always say like questions on his resume, but he's beat top people. He just beat them after they've already been beat, because most people won't fight him until they've already lost their O.
I feel that.
So yeah, because everybody like they have that feeling like, oh, he's gonna definitely take it away from me, but it's kind of fucked up for his behalf because nobody wants to fight him. And so the same thing with Sean Porter. Sean Porter has lost a couple times, but he is a very aggressive fighter. He's a very good fighter. He gave Errol Spence probably the hardest fight of his career. Not probably, definitely the hardest fight of his career. Where if it wasn't for that knockdown that Errol Spence did to Sean Porter, it could have been a draw. That's how close of a fight it was. So he's a football player when it comes to boxing, Sean Porter. He goes in there head first swinging. He's fast. He's not super accurate, but I mean he's like got stamina like a motherfucker. He don't quit.
I feel that.
So it'll definitely be one of those fights where it'll really like you can't if Terrence Crawford comes in and does what he does to everybody else and bullies Sean Porter and just completely demolishes him, there shouldn't be any argument. Like there should not be an argument of where he should be as far as like boxing, because there's other fighters that he's fought that were good fighters. Like I think his last fight was against what is that dude's name again from over in UK? Forgot his name. They call him. He always talks about chocolate brownies or some shit. He's like a that's what he says. He always, I'm gonna give you my chocolate brownie or some shit. But he was the one that Errol Spence beat to get the title the first time. I can't remember what his name is, but he's a real good boxer. He's like he's a good boxer. Sean Porter actually lost to him before, and he was the one who took Sean Porter's title actually. And he got, but the problem with him is he also, when he was undefeated, he went and fought Triple G and quote unquote exposed Triple G, but still got beat. Like he like, but that's what he does. He goes into fights, he does really well, and then like all the fights that he lost have been like the same way. He goes in, does really good against the person, and then he gets his orbital bone broke.
Damn.
It's happened twice. First, it was Triple G who broke his orbital bone, and then Errol Spence broke his other one. In both fights, he went in looking really good. Like the first couple rounds, if you would have just stopped it like in the third round on both of those fights, I think it went third rounds with Triple G, 3 rounds. But if you would have stopped it like in the first couple rounds, you would have thought that he won the fight. He was doing good. But then, like with Triple G, he ended up getting his eye fucked up, had to quit. And then same thing with Errol Spence. He ended up taking a knee and was blinking all funny and gave up.
Damn.
And yeah, so then when he fought against Sean Porter, he was actually doing real good. I thought he was outboxing Sean Porter, and then Sean Porter just caught him with a perfect fucking. I think it was like a left, and it just
knocked his over one out again.
I think it might have fucked up his orbital bone again, but he was they had to stop the fight after that.
He can stop fucking boxing.
He should. He's a great boxer, but
he go blind.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, Amir Khan was the same way. Amir Khan always fights and always outboxes whoever he's fighting against. But he has a glass jaw now. So he was outboxing Canelo, and Canelo knocked him out. He was outboxing Danny Garcia, and Danny Garcia knocked him out the same exact way. And so pretty much he outboxed everybody he fought, but he didn't outbox Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford actually got in there and made him quit. So that's the only person that actually ever outboxed Amir Khan. So that was, so I'll give Terrence Crawford his roses right now. I think that if he goes in there, I'm predicting him to win. I'm not predicting a knockout though, because Sean Porter just he's only been knocked down a couple times, and both times he got knocked out, he knocked down, he got up immediately. So it's like he got knocked down when he was fighting against Adrian Broner, and he was beating Adrian Broner's ass the whole fight. And in the last round, Adrian Broner caught him with a check left, perfect one, dropped him, and he got right back up. Yeah, and same thing happened with Errol Spence. They were both going back and forth the whole fight, just having a firefight, just fucking each other up. Errol Spence caught him with a perfect left hook, dropped him, but he didn't even fall all the way down. His glove touched the ground, but then he woke back up. But they got that video clip of it happening, and you could tell he was completely asleep for like a tenth of a second.
Damn.
You could see his eyes rolling back in his head and everything. So, yeah, I mean, it'll be a good fight. He's a very aggressive fighter. He has hella stamina. He's determined as hell, and he's a cool dude. If you ever watch his podcast, fucking don't remember the name of it, but it's a great podcast for him and his friends talk boxing all the time. It's pretty good.
I feel that.
So. But I believe the fight's set for November. I don't know if they gave back a complete date, but he's mandatory now. They're saying it has Sean Porter is Terrence Crawford's mandatory. So and Terrence Crawford's been trying to get a fight. He tried to get Errol Spence, that didn't go through.
I thought he fought Errol Spence. Yeah.
No, that was Sean Porter. Terrence Crawford didn't. Terrence Crawford is like arguably like one of the best boxers out right now, and nobody knows who he is because they won't give him any good fights. Everybody puts him up against, he demolishes them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they had him go up against Postal a few years back, and Postal was like the champion. Was a good fighter. I don't think he's fought since that fight actually, but he was like in the same camp as Pacquiao, the other champion in the camp. He completely demolished the dude from Canada. I forgot what his name was, but that dude was a pretty good fighter too. And I don't know, everybody thought that he would go in there, use his jab, and fucking got completely picked apart. So yeah, Terrence Crawford is definitely the truth.
Yeah, for sure. That's Terrence Bud Crawford, right?
Terrence Bud Crawford. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move into some more serious note here. Simone Biles pulling out of the Olympic Games here in Japan, Tokyo, Japan, recently here. She at first, when I got the update about it, it said she had like an injury or something like that. But she actually took a break and pulled herself out of the games due to mental health issues, and saying that she got what's called the twisties before she performed. It didn't perform very well, and she said after that she didn't feel right, and she decided to pull herself out. She's been getting a lot of slack about it because she's feeling like people are feeling like she's being selfish and not wanting to compete for the country, though she's won countless medals at a very young age and dedicated herself from a young age to winning and competing for the country. People are hating on her for it. But what do you think about it?
I feel people are stupid. You got somebody who time and time again has performed great, not good, but great, above everybody else to the point where they got to lower the standard just for everybody else to be at the same level. So
Right.
so what she does doesn't seem that amazing, I guess.
Hmm.
And if she pulls out stating that it's mental issue or something like that, or whatever the hell it is, mental health, you got to believe it because it's not like she's scared. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
it's got to be something. And not that I heard something about, I don't know how true this is, but something about her taking Adderall for her ADHD, and I guess it's illegal in Japan. So when she got over there, she can't take it. So
Oh
they
yeah,
said
that'll do it. That'll
yeah.
do it for
So
sure.
I don't know if that's true, but I think I was watching Joe Rogan. He was talking about it,
Hmm.
and yeah, I mean, if somebody's taking that for their, as a medication, and you cut them off completely, it's gonna mess with their mental.
Oh yeah, for
Definitely.
sure.
So
For sure,
I
especially
don't.
if you're focusing on that one. They first of all already had made hella moves illegal that Simone Biles can do because she's so raw, and they made them illegal to do those moves just to make it easier for the competition to
Yeah,
catch
that's
up
what
to her.
that's.
And now they're hating on her for pulling herself out, which she's already on a team of Olympians who are more than qualified to, in replacement of her, take her place. They should win gold without her anyways because they're a full team of American Olympic gymnasts there that could do what, not saying as good as what she does because she's probably the best there ever was, but it's like you should be able to step in for her if she says she's not ready and she can't compete
Yeah,
at a moment's
definitely.
notice. Because yeah, these people should be, this should be the peak of their lives. They should be waiting for this moment. And if there was an opportunity for you to get on the mat and do whatever and replace Simone Biles, there should be a girl that can be out there that can do it with no questions asked, and the country should be okay with that. I feel like.
Yeah. And I feel like that's the issue with like the internet and like everybody being in everybody's business. I mean, you kind of put yourself out there when you have social media and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
I mean, people are quick to make judgments of people until shit hits the fan and it gets bad, and then they all want to apologize or oh my god, or well, I didn't say, I wasn't the person saying it, but it's like they do that all the time. Like when they were sitting there shaming Chadwick Boseman for losing weight, and then the man dies of cancer. It's
Right.
like
Yeah.
sometimes you just got to shut the fuck up and wait and see what happens. There's usually a reason behind stuff, especially when it's something like this. Where I mean, if you look at all the stuff she was doing leading up to the Olympics, I mean, she could do it. So if she
Right.
pulls out, there's got to be a legit reason.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. Same thing with Naomi Osaka. They were talking mess about her. She didn't want to do interviews after like a match, one of the tennis matches. And she decided not to do that because she's not good at interviews and she gets really nervous and her mental health is really is vulnerable. She's vulnerable up there because she's not comfortable talking in front of cameras, all the lights and all the people. And the media kind of looked at her sideways for that. They felt like since she's getting paid millions of dollars and she's just playing tennis, supposedly just playing tennis to people, that she should be able to sit there and do interviews. And I don't feel like that's right. And, because of the backlash she got, I wouldn't say because of it, because it's probably more so because of her mental health to help her out with that. She actually pulled herself out of the next tournament because she didn't want to have to deal with the media scrutiny and the stupid people out there that are putting her in this box because of her decision. She's a young girl still. She does need, time to catch her breath and, do her own thing. Get out of the cameras, get out of people being in her business 24/7, worrying about who she's dating, what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? Every sponsorship she has, all these companies are in her face 24/7. Nike. I saw she was in like I think it might have been like a Vogue or something like that. These type of magazines. It's like the image is a big deal for these media outlets, and that's a lot of pressure on a young woman. And I feel like even now, especially now in these times, a lot of the famous athletes back in the day didn't have to deal with this social media. They had to deal with like media people and reporters and stuff, maybe journalists, but not to the level these people are dealing with now. These athletes are dealing with now, and
Yeah.
they're becoming professionals at a way younger age now, and it's harder to deal with. You know what I mean?
I mean, sometimes age doesn't even matter. It's just the personality. Some people like me, you know me, I'm like, I'm cool with talking to people I know, but I hate being around a bunch of people. That shit gets annoying and agitated. Like it messes with my anxiety and whatnot. And I do want to flash on somebody. So it's like,
Right.
you can't expect everybody to be cool with this. And like I hate the fact that they're like, oh well, if they want to be famous, they should know what comes with it. And it's
Yeah,
like,
it's
nah,
stupid
not
logic.
necessarily. It's like if they're good at something and they pursue that, that doesn't necessarily mean they have to be fucking scrutinized by everybody and be put in front of a telescope all the time.
Right.
I
Exactly.
mean, I understand if you're a politician or something because now you're like actually having control over like people's lives and whatnot, and, their livelihood as far as what they do in their life in the community. But she literally just hits a fucking ball back and forth, to entertain you. So I don't feel like she has to. It should be a requirement for people to just, you
Exactly.
know, sit there and poke and prod everybody out like that.
Yeah,
Like
and
look at like
ask stupid ass pointed questions anyways that are kind of stupid and obvious. It's like, how do you feel about losing this match? Uh,
yeah,
I don't
I
feel
feel fucking great. That's
Yeah,
that,
like what are you talking about? Like they asked the Phoenix Suns the stupidest question after the Phoenix Suns lost the championship. They were talking to Devin Booker, one of the other good players on the team. He was like, the reporter was like, how do you feel for Chris Paul after losing this game? Do you feel sorry for him? He's like, what? How
yeah,
am I supposed to tell you how I feel, like how he feels for like it's a crazy ass weird question, and they have to
yeah,
sit up there and just answer the question with a straight face after either losing or winning the game, being dumbass tired and just talking to
yeah.
stupid people. You know what I mean?
They don't put in consideration that these guys come have to do a quick practice or however long that practice is before the game. Got to do coaching where they got to there's like a lot of stuff they got to do before the game. Then they got to sit there and play this whole game where they get exhausted as fuck, and then they got to immediately come and talk to everybody and sit down while they want to go and rest and
Right.
shit.
30 seconds after they want to talk to these people. It's nuts.
Yeah, I got like in some cases I kind of understand it because I know it's like I don't know, it's good for like the media for them to get more exposure and stuff. Because like I mean, when they have boxing matches, I know I always watch the post and the pre-press conferences and whatnot. But if they don't have them, I don't get mad about it. I understand it. Sometimes like motherfuckers just they want to just go and do what they want to do, and it's like I don't know. I feel like they put celebrities to like this standard where it's like, well, because you're a celebrity and you get paid so much money, you now have to be, there for the public at all causes. Like they were talking about LeBron pushing some kid away while he was at an Usher concert, and it's like people get mad at shit like that. And it's like you gotta think this dude's a freaking like a celebrity to the fullest on the highest level, which means
Right.
that everywhere he goes, he gets harassed. I'm not gonna
Hmm.
say he gets like I'm not gonna put the word oh people get starstruck. They're harassing him. They're fucking
Yeah.
harassing him.
Yeah. No
You
matter what
know?
he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
agree
I'm
with you.
sure exactly. I'm sure he's nice enough to sometimes give them indulge them and oh yeah, I'll sign some autographs, take some pictures. But like people are so selfish to the point where they're like, "Oh, well, he was an asshole to me." Like, do you not think that maybe you're like the 10,000th person that came to him that day and annoyed the fuck out of him while he was just trying to go buy some fucking boxers or some shit? You
Yeah.
know?
And half the time, if you're not in LA, I feel like, okay, if you're not at work as an athlete celebrity, say hi to your fans, yes, because they are what makes you money. But
Yeah,
sometimes just because somebody admires you doesn't necessarily mean they're making you money. Taking a picture with this person doesn't mean this person's going to go out and buy your album, buy any merch from you. You're probably sitting there watching me on your cable channel for free. You know what I'm saying? Me taking my time out of watching this movie, watching this concert with my family, the time you're taking away from the experience I can have with them when I'm not traveling, working. I'm having to take a picture with this person. If not, I'm gonna get crucified on social media by people that don't even know me, weren't even there, and that can make up a story out of anything. And if that story catches, it can potentially ruin my career. It's fucking nuts, and that will give anybody anxiety. LeBron James at the highest level, down to the lowest level athlete, celebrity. So I don't know.
You got to think like in order for people to have somewhat normal lives, they got to do like some Michael Jackson shit, like spend hella money to rent out a fucking convenience store just so you can go feel like you're shopping.
Right, Michael Jordan too. You used to never see Michael Jordan anywhere. No, but you used to never see Michael Jordan out amongst people or ever anywhere. You see LeBron James everywhere amongst people. Other celebrities everywhere amongst people. You know what I mean?
That's why these motherfuckers be having huge ass houses so they can just stay at their house and get everything they want to there. That's kind of a fucked up life to live, but it's like every time they go out, they're at the mercy of the public.
That's true. That's nuts.
I would hate that. That's why I always listen to that E40 said, I want the money, fuck the fame. Y'all can have that.
Exactly, because just think about it. You walk past people all day, every day. Just one person that has a celebrity attached to their name. Everybody's in love with this person. What makes that person different than another person you're walking past? Nothing. But money. Because
everybody sees that person all the time on TV or on whatever, or on these fucking dumbass interviews, and feel like they know them.
Right.
You
treat a regular person like shit.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
That's true. That's true.
It's like you'll never meet this person, but you adore them with all your heart. You'll drop whatever you're doing. You'll drop to the ground faint if you saw this person in real life. But if
every time I see anybody that's a celebrity, I mean, I don't do shit really. Like I seen Rashad Evans back when he was a big shot in the UFC at the airport when I was in Indiana. And I mean, all I did was I was the only black person in there, and he walks off the plane. He looked straight at me, and I'm with my mom, and I'm like, "Hey, that dude right there is a UFC fighter." She's like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Yeah." He heard me say it, and I just did like that and kept going about my business.
And I feel like they respect you more for that because they're like, you acknowledge them, they acknowledge you, but it's like you don't blow up the spot, you don't make their day any harder. It's like, what's up? And keep it moving. I can honestly think, I mean, sometimes, I guess if it was like a super superstar, a picture is appropriate. But if not, just like, oh, that's that person. Don't make it hella obvious. Just what's up or whatever. I've seen this person. Somebody may not believe you since you didn't have the picture, but it's like, fuck it.
I don't give. If it's the only person that I'd probably get up and take a picture with is if like Tupac, Malcolm X, or Bruce Lee walked in, only because they dead. So. You got to see this shit. These niggas ain't dead. They was in Cuba.
Yeah, chilling, sipping daiquiris and shit. Yeah, I feel that for sure. I don't know. I'd say that now, but I don't know. Athletes, I don't know. They're regular people, and I feel like they would respect that. But at the same time, some of these people kind of feed off that and just need use that celebrity to their advantage. But that's a whole nother topic we were talking about. These mental health issues. Also, we could talk a little bit about Charlemagne the God, who is a big proponent of mental health as well. I got a couple of his books, like I said, Black Privilege and Shook One, Mind's Playing Tricks on Me. Talk a lot about mental health. He recently had the CEO of Instagram on the Breakfast Club to talk about censorship and some of the effects that Instagram is having on people's mental health. And asked that guy, I forgot his name exactly, but if he thinks that Instagram is having a negative effect on people's mental health, and do you think it's could be used as a negative thing? And he kind of danced around it and said it could be used as a negative thing, and it could cause negative effects to people's mental health, but ultimately, I feel like he was chunking it up to like it's a choice to be on it, and then if you're on it, you're choosing to like hurt your mental health. I don't know.
You're choosing to subject yourself to whatever comes with it. So
right. What do you think about that? Do you think Charlemagne has a point, or do you think it's to each his own?
I feel like he does have a point, but at the same time, like I feel like if you know that you have that kind of mental to where you're easily influenced and easily like distracted by shit like that, that can really fuck up your mental. You shouldn't be on there. It's like it's for example, like they, with rap music, they always said that, oh, it influences people to do certain things. No, it influences the easily influenced. But there's a lot of sensible people in the world who, so it's like I don't think it's their responsibility just because there's a bunch of weak-minded people out there.
Right. I feel that as well.
And I may sound like an asshole, but like I know they were talking about one time removing the like button or some shit like that,
Right.
and
Yeah.
people were talking about committing suicide if that happens.
Whoa.
And
I didn't
yeah,
know that.
I was like, I know it sounds like a fucking asshole thing to say, but fuck it. Survival of the fittest. I mean, clearly you didn't mean to be here. If something like that right there is gonna make you go jump off the fucking bridge, then you clearly aren't strong enough to be here in the first place. I'm
Right.
sorry,
It's a
but
lot of validation that the like button gives you. Me personally, I would be in favor of people taking it away because I don't know. I feel like I don't know. It gives people too much power to like decide. I don't know people's
they,
moods. If you know what I mean. Like you can
well,
easily click like on a button.
but they don't have a dislike button, so
Yeah, they should have a dislike
no.
button. I mean, that'd be more
I think
realistic.
that would be worse though. That would be like
I
more of a
don't. I
like
don't think it'd be worse because I feel like the fact that you don't get likes when liking a picture is so simple. Like rather than if you dislike, at least you're acknowledging it. Like if you're not
yeah,
liking it, you're just like,
but I feel like you can always like a person's mind can go into the realm of well maybe that person didn't see my post because like a lot of times I'll go and like to your page something like that or somebody's page and see like a bunch of posts that I didn't see and like oh shit then I'll go like them then but a lot of times I don't really go on Instagram that much if I do it's just like whatever's in the feed double tap whatever people I know and then get out
I
so
feel
it's
it.
like if you're personally going in there and putting dislike then it's like oh this motherfucker okay then
But
it's really gonna
still,
fuck up their emotions.
but I feel like it'll be a more of incentive to like uh encourage engagement. You know what I mean? So if you like dislike, I mean, you get you know um get money and stuff for people liking your posts. You know, maybe if people dislike it, it's the same thing as they do on YouTube. Even if they comment, you're still getting, a certain percentage of money per comment. Still, you get a certain percentage of money for likes, and I'm sure you still get a certain amount of money for dislikes.
Oh,
Um,
I feel so. Like, if more people like dislike your shit. At least that means that they can like record that they've actually saw your shit. So,
exactly, and it's making,
yes.
it's having an effect. I think it's
But
worse for me if I took
if
some
you
hella time to post a video and three people, when you see the views on it, you see there's 80 views on your video and three people liked it. I think that's worse than 80 views and three people liked it, 77
but
disliked it.
but at the same time, like it could be somebody watching that video over and over again, right?
I don't know.
I don't. The views work like where it's just one person watching it.
On
I don't know.
YouTube, it does, but are you talking about on Instagram when you view something? Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
how
I
that
don't
works
know.
either. I don't know if it gives you more than one view if you sit there and just stare at it hella
Only,
time.
only because I have like some videos I put up there that get like 50 views or whatnot, and I'm like, even though I have 50 people that follow me, I know that most of the motherfuckers don't look at my shit. So
Just
it's
watch it
like,
over and over and over.
yeah, I'm assuming that it's people who are close to me who may like the content and watch it over and over again. But
Hmm.
I mean, most motherfuckers I don't keep in contact with like that anyway, so they're not watching my shit over and over again. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I don't know,
I mean
man. I think
I don't know.
I
Yeah,
think it's a double-edged sword. I feel like people are just kind of like they use it because you can get a lot of beneficiary things out of it. You find somebody you like, people give you opportunities with the like button. Dislike button, maybe you can give you corrective course of action, tell you what you're doing wrong, constructive criticism, make your shit better. But then again, maybe you'll get hella haters. But then again, if you have hella haters on your post, on your pictures, hating your shit anyways, that means people are coming to your page, following you to dislike it in the first place. So I don't think that's a negative
yeah,
thing, all the way. But anyways, let's move off that topic. Shout out Simone Biles. Shout out Naomi Osaka. I think mental health should be a bigger conversation in sports. We see a lot of NBA players talking about it. DeMar DeRozan, Kevin Love, bringing that to the forefront as well. I think the conversation needs to continue, and don't be embarrassed to get therapy, seek therapy, talk about mental health. Make that, I don't want to say make it the cool thing, but when people think something is cool, it'll catch on more. So I feel like, come on, guys, mental health should be talked about. Do not sweep it under the rug and reach out to people and reach out to your loved ones, man. Make sure everybody's okay and feeling all right. Next topic, which is not going to make me feel that all right. PJ Washington of the Charlotte Hornets. I guess you know a little bit more about this topic. I'm hearing it for the first time today. I saw a post on Instagram, but supposedly he had a baby with her, and now he pays her a certain amount of money a month, and obviously until the baby's 18, in child support. What happened?
Yeah, I heard it was like something outrageous, like $200,000 a month. I don't know if that's true because that seems like a lot for child support. But who knows? But I mean, I don't really know. Like, I just recently figured out who this chick was.
Hmm.
Watched a couple videos on her, and apparently, like, it's not like nobody's surprised by this happening
Oh
because
no, I don't.
apparently
Not at
she's
all.
been saying like, yeah, they were like showing a video where she was literally saying, if you want to scam somebody like this, get an athlete because they're stupid, they don't use condoms, you know. And she literally said what she was gonna do or what she would do, and I'm sure he saw it. I mean, he looks like he's a young dude, and I'm sure he goes on social media, and he pursued her. So I'm assuming he had to watch her videos or whatever, so he knew what she was about. So it's like there's very little sympathy for him because he it's like if I'm sitting there touching a fucking a pan that's on the stove, and I'm not gonna be surprised if shit burns me. You know, it's like I don't understand how he's surprised by it. Is it shady as hell on her behalf? Yeah, but at least she was very transparent with her intents. You know,
Yeah,
she may
yeah,
not have been to him. Like once she got him in her clutches, she probably told him a bunch of sweet woes me's type of bullshits. But it's like that's what she's supposed to do.
yeah,
She's
and a
trying to
lot.
chase the bag.
Yeah, these NBA players are really young too. Really, really young. They come out of the league usually 2019.
But I mean, I feel like nobody's like talking to them like a
Right.
man telling them like. But I mean, to me, it's like it's plain as day. It's really simple. It shouldn't be that difficult to understand that you know even if he didn't know that's what she who she was. It's like most of these
He had to.
Instagram models.
She
Yeah,
put
but
herself out there. She had a social media presence. She talks about that kind of stuff all the time.
like even if she wasn't on social media, you have to kind of look at it like most of these girls are all about attention and not working hard, doing OnlyFans and shit like that to get the quick buck. What the hell makes you think they won't use you for that same thing?
Well,
You know,
these guys, they're young. Like I'm saying, they think they can change them sometimes. They think they can find the right one. Maybe this one's for them, but they don't
they
know.
never they
But
never
like I
listened to
said,
never listened to Devin the Dude.
uh, I don't know. Brittany Renner, yeah, she's cute. I'm not gonna lie, she's a cutie, but she's
She
one of
ain't
those.
that cute.
Oh, she's kind of bad. I would.
She now I wouldn't put her on the level of me paying her $200,000 a month for a baby. No,
Oh, how
not
old
the,
are
not
you?
the, not, no, I'm 37, but not even
Yeah,
so.
this man's like 19, 20 years old.
But I mean, I still look at it like this. Even when I was younger, it's like I look at it more of one of the reasons why I don't really want to mess with a girl who's super promiscuous in her past is I always look at anytime you have sex, you have the risk of having a baby. I have a lot of females in my family, so as you. So if I have a kid, there's like a 80-90% chance it's gonna be a daughter. I don't want to raise my daughter with a person who lives that lifestyle and me trying to convince my daughter not to be like that when because then I have to make her dislike her mother because I'm like, don't be like your mom. And
Yeah.
you don't like I couldn't do that. So it's like I look at it like more of I don't want kids, but there's always a potential for that with sex. So I'm gonna try and fornicate with the females who at least if I do have a kid with them, I don't have to really worry about how they're gonna raise my kid to, because a lot of these girls do a lot of stuff that if I had a daughter, I would probably disown her.
Yeah,
If she did that.
yeah. I don't know, and man. I don't even know how they met. I don't know the story behind it. But some of these guys just go out there trying to get a name for themselves, talking about they bagged this celebrity girl, this popular girl, and he slipped up. Maybe it was an arrangement he wanted to make. I don't know. These NBA players get thrown a lot of money when they're young. Even these extensions are for like $100 million, $150 million, $160 million if they're really good. So um, it can be a mutual agreement. Maybe he does have the $18 million to spend right now just to give to her. You know what I mean? Just give it to her up front so she ain't got to worry about it later. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. Yeah. If any piece of ass is worth that, I don't know. Like that's a ridiculously high price prostitute. And
And he has like a kid with her, so he can go and hit it whenever he wants to, I guess.
not really. Not if she
Not
cut him loose and got what she
necessarily,
wanted. Yeah. If she just got what she
but
wanted out of it, and she's
there's always
done
the
with it, then
chance, the one
there's
percent
always a
chance.
chance. There always
But
is. But
I don't know.
The bad part is like that kid now has to grow up with this. If he has any kind of malice towards the mom, she can easily turn that kid against him. And have him grow up, not really loving his father like that.
Did we
And
hear that he was not agreeing to that? Or he wasn't
he
happy
was,
with that?
yeah, well, I mean, he put out a tweet saying, you lied to me or something like that.
Oh
You were never,
shit,
you,
he
you were
is not
never
happy
truthful
about
or
it.
some shit. Yeah, so clearly, who knows what's gonna happen, but that's always a risk. Like I don't feel like any piece of ass or anybody is worth that type of because nobody thinks about the kids in those
Yeah,
situations.
nobody really thinks about. Well, not saying like nobody thinks about it, but I'm just saying like nobody really think. Actually, like you said, there's always a chance of somebody getting pregnant when you are engaging in sexual activity. But
Yeah,
I guess
and as
that's
a man,
probably not the first thing in his mind. Really, he's
yeah,
probably
but
just like,
well,
I'm gonna go back.
most dudes should think of that because as a male, you have very little reproductive rights. The only reproductive rights you have are wear a condom or don't have sex. Those are the only two you have. After that, everything is up to the female.
Oh
So,
yeah,
and
yeah.
as far as the legal system is usually on the female side. So, you
I don't
know,
know, man. To me, it seems like these basketball players be ready to have these kids. I don't know. I don't know.
I guess. I mean, but
They
you look at
be
look what happened to To. He a football player, but look what happened to him. He had girls. They found out that one girl was getting paid more and decided, even though she was getting paid enough where she was fine with it, but the simple fact that she found out somebody else was getting paid more, she took his ass to court. It's like, damn, really? Like you were satisfied with how much you were getting paid until you found that out. But
I
okay,
don't know. It's just I don't know. It's the world they choose to live in, man. Once you get to the level of athlete, they try to live outside of their means as far as relationships goes, as far as spending money. It'll change you, man. I don't know. I don't live that life. Big ups to them. Hope the family can still keep in touch and have the kids' best interest in mind. But that is crazy,
yeah,
crazy,
they
crazy.
need to, they need to stop playing crap with their balls.
Yeah, man. That's
Throw it on the
craziness.
table.
Next topic, we got Amanda Seales not happy about Will Smith portraying Serena and Venus's dad and King Richard. I want to say it's a biopic of the life of Venus and Serena's dad and them training or him training them to become this tennis stars they are today. Did you
Yeah,
see the trailer?
I did. It looked good. Yeah.
Yeah, it does look really good, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Will
I don't know.
Smith.
I don't know what her issue is with Will Smith playing. Does she like not like Will Smith or something? I don't know.
I don't know.
Like,
I mean, who,
like
I don't
she
know.
got
I feel like Hollywood behind the scenes, I feel like fans love Will Smith and a lot of Hollywood loves Will Smith, but I feel like there's a hidden story behind Will Smith's past that people are begrudgingly holding against him. So they have this secret hatred against him.
maybe they don't like parents just to understand. I'm playing.
I don't know, man. They don't like that he
I'm
doesn't
fucking
cuss in his
around.
raps. I don't know.
I know. Or he didn't write Get Jiggy with it. Nas.
Did their dad do something bad? Did they, you know?
No, I think she didn't like. I don't know because like in her statement was like Will Smith's playing whatever his name. I forgot his name. Richard Williams, I think his name is. And if she had a bunch of question marks, and then she was like, "So what? The movie's about their dad?" And it's like, yeah.
Yeah,
I like this. I don't know if she had a problem with that. I gotta go look it up more. But I mean, well, there's not much more on there. But it's like I don't understand what her quarrel is with it. Like I'm sure that the family is happy that they have this, especially if it's like their father. I'm sure they love their father. So it's cool to see somebody like Will Smith portraying their father,
hmm
and also a story about their upbringing because I'm sure it was very difficult growing up where they grew up and
Compton. Yeah,
whatnot.
one of the
Yeah.
sisters getting
So
murdered.
yeah, exactly. So it's like, and all of them for the most part came out pretty successful. Like not all of them are athletes, but I think one of them was like a doctor or a lawyer or some shit. I forgot what she was. So it's like clearly he did something right. I mean, he raised these girls to be fucking tennis stars, and he didn't know how to play tennis his damn self. So it's like,
And did he
you
live a
know,
full life? Did he get murdered or something?
I don't know. I thought he was. I thought he was still alive. But I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, I don't know really. I haven't really
I
heard
really
about
don't
it
know.
honestly.
Yeah. So I'm like, it's an interesting story, but I don't understand what her quarrel is with it. Like, is it because the story is about the father? Because I mean, that's kind of what we don't see a lot, anyways. I mean,
Right.
we want to see a lot more movies with strong black male role models as well as strong female leads,
Yeah.
But when you look at stories like Serena Williams or even LeBron James like that, usually the person that gave them the drive to do what they did was a strong male role model. Even with I think it was LeBron James, wasn't it? Was his coach
hmm
who was a male, and it's like I wasn't Kevin Durant, one of the two. I don't know.
It was
But I know
Kevin
they had
Durant.
like
LeBron
Kevin
had his
Durant.
mom, but I'm still sure it was a coach because he didn't really have a father figure.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
you know what I'm
But
saying? So
I know Kevin Durant had a coach who ended up getting killed or something,
yeah,
right?
passed away. That's why he does a little shoulder shimmy when he does his
Yeah,
free throws and stuff.
but it's like I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with it. I feel like by you coming like by somebody coming out and criticizing it, it's like you don't know how this is gonna rub off the wrong way on the actual person who the story is about. Let them make the decision for it because it's not her family, it's their family.
Right. And maybe they had to pay more money to do a biopic on Serena or Venus Williams,
Yeah,
and the dad's story was less expensive, and they could
yeah.
tell it, because I'm sure if you did
Or
a movie on Serena, she'd probably be in complete control, and she'd have to,
yeah,
have to write off on anything that they put. So I'm sure this way, she got to tell her story still, and the director got to go in his or her direction. And I'm sure it'll be great. Will Smith signed on for it, so I'm sure it's a great script, and it'll do the
it,
family justice.
it looks good. I mean, he had nothing but a bunch of girls that grew up and they all look like they're successful now, except for the one that unfortunately passed away. But I mean, it looks like a good script to me. I always fuck with Serena Venus. They
Hmm.
definitely the goats in their sport. So
And
I
it
don't
has
see anything
all
wrong with it. Like I said, huh?
it has all the elements of doing good because it has all the stereotypical elements of black movies. You have the black kids growing up in like a predominantly white world, which is tennis, trying to get in
Hmm.
with the white people. You have, them growing up in the hood, that kind of story. You have them probably, the. I'm sure you're gonna see a lot of drugs and stuff that come up in Compton. You have the father figure, which is actually a different, which makes the movie a little more introspective because you don't
Yeah,
really
because
see, like you
it's not
said,
like
the
usually
glorified
I think
parental figure.
yeah, usually it's a great white hope or somebody that comes and saves
Right.
them. Like what's the movie with the football player where Sandra Bullock comes and
Blind
saves
spot.
them? And yeah, you usually see stuff like that. They usually put things like that out rather than seeing an actual black person up with his own.
Right. And Will Smith is the person that'll give the movie the most eyes, I believe, too. If you put like a new up and coming actor and said it's a movie about Serena and Venus Williams, I don't think it will get as many eyes as the movie with Will Smith playing the father.
Unless you had Denzel playing the father.
Right, yeah. Denzel or Will Smith, yeah. And the dad probably wrote in his will if he did pass away. If I die and you make a movie about me, it got to be Will or Denzel.
Yeah, it's got to be one of them too.
And then Will's like, oh, yep, yep, yep. I need to get back in shape anyways. Let me get in this movie real quic.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
I don't think he has to super be in shape. He's being a dad bod, so he might
people
just
are getting on
be.
him in social media for getting fat after Jada cheated on him. They said they murdered, like, his self esteem went downhill. He got all fat, and then even in his videos, he was like, "I looked in the mirror and I got all fat, so now I got to get back in the gym, get back in shape." But I feel like he's doing hella more movies, and it makes sense to do that anyways. I feel like actors have a right to get fat and skinny, because if you get fat, you're gonna
Yeah.
lose the weight for your next role hella easy anyway, and
I
it'll
never
be
even I never watched that movie he was in. He had like what was it again? The Gemini Man or whatever the fuck it was.
Oh yeah, that movie. It wasn't as bad as After Earth, but I heard it wasn't really. I've seen it a couple times, actually, but it was kind of like a mixture of Looper and I want to say Blade Runner. So it
Hmm.
was a little bit of a mixture because it was super futuristic, but the Looper, you remember when he was kind of like having to kill
I
a
like
version of himself.
yeah, I like Looper. Looper was cool.
Yeah, he's like an older assassin but he goes back to the future and tries to, like, his younger self has to kill his older self, so he's like doing some shit like that. So yeah, it's pretty epic. I think it's on one of these streaming services. I saw it up there
Hmm. Yeah,
somewhere.
well, I thought it was a good movie. I liked it. It was,
Hmm.
he was like a futuristic hitman.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Moving on, Lana Rhodes mad because she isn't being taken seriously after her long, illustrious career as a what is it, adult film star. I want to say, I want to call it. What do you feel about that? This is coming
P
from
Star.
a long line of adult film stars who feel like they're not really taken seriously as people after their long career, especially with their popular adult actresses. Do you think it's fair that they're not treated as normal people?
I feel like certain aspects, yeah, but like certain aspects treat them like, I mean, like to me, like if somebody I was a friend with or something like that was a P star, I'll still be friends with them. I'm not trying to fornicate with no female who's done that, only because, like I said before, you have the chance of having a kid with them, and I don't want to have, my kid. It'd be hard to tell my daughter not to be like that if her mother was like that. So there's that. But I mean, the only thing that I see that's like really that will really affect them is like maybe getting certain jobs. Like, you mean, I would not want my kid working with one. You know, I definitely wouldn't. It's like
Why not?
I'm
Like
not
at
saying that.
like at an office, like at a fucking pizza shop? Not.
No, 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 no. I'm talking about like it's like a teacher or something like that. Like an elementary school teacher or
No.
something. That would just be weird. Like,
Yeah.
and a high school teacher would be weird too, because kids, that high school students are, that would be hard for them to
Oh,
concentrate.
what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna have sex with the students or what?
No, I don't have sex. I don't even think I don't think that most of them are like that. I mean, they're sexual beings or whatever, but it's like, I don't think that they're that damn naive. But I feel like it'd be,
Hard for them to be taken seriously from the students.
yeah, and the students also would have a hard time, no pun intended, but a hard time dealing with, the teacher, because with the access to social media and everything now, and access to porn and all this other stuff, they can easily just go and look them up, and I don't know. I feel like it would just make a really weird dynamic for the students. And then I feel like that would also give like if you have somebody, like a lot of teachers to some students could be role models in some way. So if you have a role model who did something like that, you don't want your daughter to have a role model who did something like that, because that's not the kind of I don't know, that's not the kind of image you want to put. I would never want my daughter to do something like that.
Yeah,
So
it brings up a funny topic because I still do watch the Real World a lot. And one of the guys in the challenge is when they come together all the seasons and do like a competitive, like physical challenges and stuff. And like one of the guys in there was like, yeah, man, I have people don't treat me the same because of my illustrious past, not illustrious, but just past of doing gay porn in the past when I was in college. He was like, man, I don't know why they're judging me for that. For my brief stint doing that, I only did it for a year and a half. It was the worst year and a half of my life. Wait, hold on. You did it for a year and a half, and you expect people not to really judge you. I mean, he's only being judged because I think he's kind of confused with himself as to he feels like he's not gay, but people treat him like he's gay.
yeah, I feel like that's different. Like me as a dude, like I wouldn't give a fuck if my friend was gay, but if he was like one of them dudes that, oh, I'm not gay, but I did gay stuff. No, I mean, you're pretty much gay. Just open to say it, and let's go play basketball or some shit.
Right,
But don't
you're
sit
right.
here and try and disguise yourself with something else.
But it is a tough
Yeah.
internal conflict, and I do understand for those out there who are dealing with that. But it's like at the same time, it's like, sheesh. And you can't even say like it's weird that they're causing themselves that internal pain. But for this guy in general, it's like you kind of have to like these decisions to do porn. I feel like in that instance, it seems like a quick buck. So you do make money up front pretty fast, and you feel like you don't have to exert as much work to make that money, but the consequences down the road are kind of not as good. You know what I mean?
I mean, you may get disowned by some family members. You may have people who look at you a certain way. You may get people who won't give you opportunities because of
It's
what
gonna
you
be
did.
tough in relationships, and
Like, I feel like with certain jobs, I don't feel like that should be a thing. Like, I mean, I feel like if you're doing like an office job or with a bunch of adults, expect everybody to be adults. I think that somebody should.
right.
They did in the past. There should be nothing holding them back from that. If you did that, expect your selection as far as a mate to be limited, or to be, and you can't get mad at somebody because they simply say, I wouldn't want to mess with somebody with a past like that, because I mean, at the same time, it's like, one, I got a lot of friends, and I really don't want my friends to be like able to go on TV or on internet and see my spouse getting gang raped by or gang banged by a bunch of dudes or whatever. But it's like, I think that would be the only real issues, is that, like, other than that, you also don't have to worry about your kids, if you have kids, them growing up and
that too.
getting harassed by it, which is
That
pretty
too.
messed up, because everybody has access to the internet now, so anybody can easily pull that up, and then the
Mm-hmm.
kids get bugged at school. And
The
it's
thing
like
though, they're supposed to be professional at work in an office setting, but it's still the uncomfortableness of knowing people know, though they may not be able to say.
that's on that person. If
Yeah,
if
true.
you're uncomfortable with knowing people know, you shouldn't be doing it in the first place. But if you
Yeah.
want to be treated a certain way, I feel like that people in a workplace with a bunch of adults should treat you like a regular human, you know. But if you were internally like, oh my God, they know, that's on you. Like I was talking to a girl and she was talking about she doesn't like going to the gym because it makes her feel a certain way when everybody's around there. I'm like, why? Because they're looking at you or something like that. She's like, no, just because, you know, it's just I know that they make me feel a certain way and it's not right. I'm like, it's not right that you feel a certain way being at the gym with a bunch of people who work out, even if they're not sitting there catcalling you or staring at you. It's like that's your issue. It's different if they're sitting there harassing you and taking pictures of you or staring at your butt. Well, no, that's different. But if you just feel insecure simply because you're there,
Hmm.
then don't go. You
Yeah.
know. So it's like if you are at a job and you feel like, oh, I did this in the past and everybody knows about it. I think everybody knows about it and I'm insecure about that. Well, you shouldn't have did that in the first place. That was
Right. It shouldn't
you
have been
know,
a thing that's in the back of your head. You should go through with it and just think if you're not going to care what people think about you in the moment, you should not care what people think about you after the fact as well.
yeah,
Lana
I just
Rhodes, she's very popular. I've seen her before. She
I
actually
just found out who she was.
well, yeah, she's interesting, but she actually was dating this guy I listened to on Andrew Schultz's podcast. One of the guys that podcast with Charlemagne, a comedian.
Uh, oh, really? I found out who she was because she was dating a dude from that
Logan
Logan
Paul. Yeah,
Paul's,
yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm
his
saying. He was on
podcast.
that podcast. He was on guest on Andrew Schultz's podcast,
Oh,
and
okay.
he was talking about how he was dating Lana Rhodes and how he used to be like a crackhead, like a super crackhead, and he's like a
Yeah,
recovered crackhead, and they kind of got together and kind of accepted each other's past and talked about it and became really close. But after that interview, like a couple of months later, they weren't dating anymore, and supposedly she was going on a date with Kevin Durant, and he called his side chick over to have a threesome with them. And that's probably why she kind of feels this way as well, because she's not getting treated as a normal person. She wanted to go
yeah.
on
I
a normal
mean,
date with Kevin Durant, but he's inviting side pieces to have a threesome with them.
I
Um,
don't know. It's just people always trying to try and shame you for saying like, "Oh, you're insecure," but it's like, no, I just really don't want to have a relationship. Like, I would feel weird if I'm kicking it with my boys and my boys' girl is there, and I've seen her getting smashed all types of different ways by a bunch of different dudes. Or even if I smashed her, that would just make me feel weird about it. I would feel bad for my friend, and I don't want to feel that way like with a girl having her,
yeah,
you know. So it's like, and like they get like women get the whole thing. Well, you know, I still get hit up by guys. Like, yeah, guys will still hit you up for sex most of the time, which I wouldn't even do because, like I said, I don't want to potentially have a kid with this person. I have to explain to my kid this, but a lot of guys don't care, and they'll still hit them up for sex and whatnot. That's what dudes do a lot of times. That
yeah,
don't mean that they want to have a long term relationship with you. They just want to get in the guts, which is, you know, it is what it is. So it's like,
which
especially if you've done that in the past, they're gonna
right.
think
They
that,
could
oh
think
yeah,
it's easy to do, and
she
she'd be down
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah,
it.
exactly. So
Yeah, yeah, which is tough. So, ladies, gentlemen, anybody trying to get into the porn industry, adult film industry, think hard and long before you do it. No pun intended.
no
Uh,
pun intended.
because there will be consequences in the long run, some positive, some negative. But either way, you have to roll with the punches and,
Hmm.
deal with the consequences of your actions. Not, like I said, not all negative, not all positive, but you have to deal with the mix of actions. And Lana Rhodes, whether it's Mia Khalifa, whether it's any adult star out there who is having trouble kind of getting back into regular society as a regular person and being treated as such, um, I advise, start a podcast, start a career of something else that people can forget about your past as the adult film star. And then maybe then they can start taking you seriously from something that you created from your own, because it's going to be kind of hard to get into regular professional life without the expectation that you're going to do something sexual. It's
Yeah,
tough to
I mean,
say. It's tough to say. It's fucked up to say. But once you
I,
cross
I mean, I,
the line,
I
you're
feel
going
like
to deal
people
with
should still
that.
take it serious.
I do too. I do too, for sure.
There's
I would
certain
never.
aspects. There's certain aspects. It is what it is, you know.
Yeah, exactly. But people are immature. businesses are immature. As you can see from the
Yeah.
whole Me Too movement, people will use people's body and stuff against them in the time of need when it's beneficial for something, if somebody needs something. So that kind of shit is kind of it's a sketchy kind of line there to teeter. So
Yeah.
be careful, everybody. Think about your actions. Any job, read the dotted line before you sign off on it.
Yep.
Next topic, which you should definitely read on the dotted line before you sign off on this type of stuff. Adele and Kelly Clarkson paying alimony to their husbands, their ex-husbands.
Yeah.
This is a little different. I ain't really heard about this. This is another story you brought to us. Best of Bias fans, hope you're still with us. Adele and Kelly Clarkson paying their husbands alimony. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah. I don't know how much exactly it is, but I know it's like the 100,000s for Kelly Clarkson. Apparently, she got split from her husband, and yeah, she got to fork him up the same way that Dr. Dre has to do with his wife, her ex-wife. Adele's, I don't know how true that one is because I know that she had it where everything was private, but somehow it got out that he won like 200 million or some crazy amount of money from
Damn,
her.
she got
Yeah,
that.
apparently she got money. Apparently, like he got like a good portion of her money from what they say. I don't know how true it is, but they were saying that
Sheesh.
that was true, and a lot of females are really upset about it. And it's like the double standards are super strong there, where they're like, "Oh, he's not a man, this and that." It's like, well, if he's not a man, what are you when it comes to like what is Dr. Dre's wife? For
Right,
taking half. So it's like you can't have equality when you don't want equality. I want it only
right.
benefits you.
Hmm.
So in those cases, it's like, would I do it? Yeah, I would. And do I think that they deserve it? Truthfully, I don't think anybody should get half of anybody's money. But since we in the whole realm of going ahead and giving people half if you make more than them, don't just change it just because genders are switched.
Yeah.
So more power to those men. And until the law decides to change, you know, and nowadays with women getting more money, they're getting the whole more money than they used to. It's not like they're all homemakers like they used to be. This is a risk that comes with it. It's like the
Yeah.
equality that everybody wants. I'm 100% for equality.
Right. Men
And
get 3 months paternity leave now, so we getting
yeah,
down that front. So I guess it's another step forward in that direction. Men getting alimony now. Do you know if they have the kids or not, or are they just
I mean, I feel like I didn't really look into it, but I mean, when you have somebody like Adele or somebody, I don't know really what Kelly Clarkson is doing right now, but I'm sure she's still working to make all that money.
yeah, I think
Um,
she has her own talk show, and she might be on one of those X Factor type singing shows.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm pretty sure she's out working a lot. So I mean, they can't just because she's a mom, she can't dictate that. Oh, he doesn't get to raise the kids. It's like if he doesn't work like she works, then most likely he's gonna be the person raising the kids
Hmm.
because she's the breadwinner in that situation. So
Hmm.
I mean, that's probably why they got so much. And yeah, I mean, I don't even know if Adele has kids. I know Kelly
Yeah, I don't
Clarkson
know either.
does.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that somebody would have to pay alimony when there's no kids involved.
Nah, that's not actually it happens all the time. People still got to pay not alimony, but they got to pay. They got to split down the middle a lot of
Hmm.
times, just because that's what, like I told you, it's a dumb fucking contract. It's really not a
Yeah.
good contract. Usually, it's not a good contract for men, but as you can see, it can go both ways. So
Gotcha. Well, that's the last little topic before we get into a little bit of a review. We're gonna review He-Man here. If you guys seen who was it again? Kevin Smith remade
yeah,
He-Man Masters of the Universe. We're gonna do a little season review of that, a little quick review, and see how we like the season. But first, I want to see how you feel about the rumor, because I don't believe it that much. I don't think it's very true. But Kanye West supposedly spending $1 million a night to stay in the Atlanta Falcons stadium to finish his album Donda.
I
What
mean,
do
he
you,
got that kind of money. He got that kind of money. He can do it.
do you really think so though? He
But
might be worth $1 billion, but you think his business is writing it off or what?
who knows? Maybe it's probably right off. I mean, he's a weird dude. He can pretty much do what he wants to. So I wouldn't see. I would. It's not too far fetched because remember he did that thing. Where was it at? Where he had some place that he used to go record at all the time up in like
Wyoming or
Wyoming
some
or
shit.
something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not too far fetched. It seems like something he would do. Um, if it helps his creativeness, it is what it is,
I feel that the album better be good because I think he did have 50,000 people in that stadium to do like an album, like a preview release kind of party type shit. And people were there
Hmm.
loving it. And ever since, he said he felt the vibe so much that he hasn't left and just been staying there ever since to finish the album.
But I feel like with somebody like Kanye, like, does he have people around him who are really honest with him?
I don't know.
Because you would think that like he's the kind of person that if he gets critiqued, I would feel like he wouldn't take it so well. He would be kind of upset about it, or just backlash a little bit. So I feel like people around him are probably going to be just yes men, just
Right.
because. And that to me makes me not really look forward to the album. Now, who knows? It may come out and be the shit, but I feel
Right.
like a lot of times we don't have people who will tell you how they feel about something truthfully. Then anything will come out, and I would rather have somebody sit there and tell me the truth. Like, nah, this shit trash.
Right.
And but at least give me context of why it's trash. But I mean, at least I don't feel like he has that. And who knows? We'll see though.
Right. Yeah, his fan base is more so of a cult following. Even if the album's bad, they'll still say it's kind of good, or not even kind of good, really good, and gospel, and they'll fucking shun you for saying it's not good. So
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what's going on. A lot of people, podcasters out there, just saying him and Drake are still competing. They said Drake took a picture with a girl in a baseball stadium. He has to go spend the night in the Atlanta Falcons stadium. Try to one up him. He's still hurting from that line that Drake said about Kanye's pool is big, but it's not bigger than his, or some shit like that. You remember that verse that he had?
Yeah.
Or some
I
bullshit.
don't remember. I don't listen to either of them really.
Yeah.
Not because I dislike them. It's just that I don't know. I really like their music isn't something that I vibe out to because I only listen to music if I'm driving or if I'm working out. So it's like, Drake's music doesn't really get me in a workout mood, and I don't really relate to what I'm driving. And Kanye's the same. His old shit. I like the old shit, but like real old, like his first album.
Yeah. He once he crossed over and became really poppy, a lot of songs became like mainstay poppy songs. Like Stronger, that song Stronger, I can't stand it anymore. Work it, bake it, stronger.
Yeah.
But
I like the video because the video is from my old anime. Like he recreated an old anime called Akira. That I used to watch back in the day, and like you can like look at the scenes, they parallel with the actual. Like, he just took the scenes from the cartoon and made it live action with him being Akira.
Yeah, he's done some classic stuff. He's been a kind of a culture changer as well. So people give him that credit every time his album's about to come out. They give him the benefit of the doubt, and everything that he does is cultural and game changing. But I don't know, man. A lot of that Trump stuff that he did, kind of, I feel like in the slavery comments still haven't rubbed off completely. Hopefully, sometimes people can separate the art from the person, and maybe this album can help people separate the bullshit he was saying from the art, and maybe he does put out a nice piece of work.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully it is pretty good. Lastly, let's get into this review, man. Like I said, Kevin Smith remade Masters of the Universe, He-Man. I know the cartoon came out in like the 80s, so I know. Were you a He-Man fan back in the day?
Yeah, I fucked with He-Man. I used to like Chris used to have all the fucking toys. He used to like take a soldering iron and burn their eyes out because they were like toys that were made with like hard plastic, and then like their head and shit would be this soft plastic with like a rubber, I should say. And yeah, Chris had all the toys. I never had any of the toys because I mean shit, I was broke as fuck growing up. But he had a lot of those toys, and we used to play with those all the time. And I remember we buried some in his backyard, or he buried them, and then he had me and him go back and try to dig them up, but he didn't remember where he buried them. And to this day, they're still somewhere buried in his mom's backyard in Palo Alto. So
that's hella funny.
We don't know where the hell they at. But yeah, we definitely was a fan. I remember the movie that came out. I don't remember what year it was. I want to say it was like 80 something with Dolph Lundgren, who played He-Man. I don't remember if it was like a flop back then because when I was young, I loved that shit. I thought it was a shit because it's He-Man live action. Back then, I thought Dolph Lundgren was like buff as fuck. So I was like, oh, yeah, that's He-Man for real. That's real live action He-Man. But when I watched the show, I see that it got a lot of bad ratings. They didn't like it. I understand why they didn't like it. I personally liked it. I thought it was good. Like they didn't like it because it was He-Man, but it was mostly surrounding Tila and her friend,
Yeah.
and they gave her like a little side haircut to make her look more like, for lack of a better word.
LGBTQ.
Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say
Yeah.
butchish, but I thought it was good. I liked it. It wasn't what I was expecting at all. They
Mhm.
could have had more He-Man in there.
Yeah,
They did.
absolutely.
They did make Prince Adam kind of a stand-in.
Biatch.
Yeah, but other than that, the story wasn't bad. We'll see how part two goes, but I didn't hate it. I think the reason why people hated it so much is because somebody actually leaked the plot,
Mm.
and then people start talking about it. And Silent Bob, I can't remember the name.
Kevin Smith.
Silent Bob, Kevin Smith went out on a limb and basically discredited that's not that basically saying that's about what actually happened in the script. But then once it came out, it was exactly that. So people were really upset about that. And I mean, I can understand why. You want to see He-Man. You like want to see more of the original people. Like they had like a glimpse of some of the heroes that rode with He-Man, like the dude with the big claw, and but then after that, you never saw them again, and it
Yeah.
really it mostly focused on Tila and the villains,
Mhm.
and it made a lot of the villains like I don't know, not what they were before. It kind of changed them a
Right, made
lot.
them good because after He-Man and Skeletor disappeared in the beginning, yeah, the good guys and bad guys merged together and went on that quest, and then not until the
Yeah,
end did you really have that conflict of, oh shit, Skeletor and He-Man are really beefing for real.
yeah. But then
uh,
they even made the one guy, I forgot his name, with the eyes like that spin around, who was pretty much Skeletor's like right hand man throughout the old cartoon.
oh yeah,
Made he became like a freaking cultist and
yeah,
just weird, just weird.
technology over magic and shit.
Yeah, like
Hmm.
stupid. But overall, I mean, and they did make Tila was kind of like super selfish. I didn't like that. She was just like the most selfish character at the beginning and throughout the whole thing. Like her being upset at not knowing that
He was,
He-Man and Adam,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, like she sit there and like had this dumb outburst in front of the parents who just lost their son, and
yeah.
like that was super narcissistic and like really like you just like you ain't gonna
I
sit there
kind
and
of feel
kind of
like she was just like, oh, I've been in love with this child. I'm going to jail.
yeah, but I mean, well, nah, he's supposed to be a teenager though. He's not like I mean he's supposed to be like a older kid. I think he's like I don't remember how old Prince Adam was, but regardless, like just the fact that they just found out that their kid was dead, and then the dad just found out that his son was He-Man too, and his son is dead. Like you would think she would have a little more empathy for them, you
Hmm.
know, but nah, she decided to blow up right then and there, and then get her dad, man in arms, and then even the dad like freaking going off on him and banishing him and whatnot. It's like this dude is like stuck by your side all this time, and all
Yeah.
he was doing was you put him, you made him like your son's bodyguard.
Hmm.
So your son was pretty much in charge of him, and you're mad at him because he followed your son's orders, which is what he was supposed to do. So that was just stupid to me. But
And I don't understand how they felt like he was dead at the beginning, anyways. Him being this big ass magical being, they didn't. They just disappeared. I feel like I don't know.
well, I mean, he basically did die though. Like technically, he was dead. They were
Yeah.
in heaven. He was in heaven. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They were. They were. Well,
yeah,
Skeletor didn't die though.
Skeletor kind of did, but he kind of didn't. Like I think like that when they went to hell, that part that guy that was kind of like a Skeletor that was messing with them
Yeah.
was like a piece of Skeletor, I think. Because she asked him who he was and if he was Skeletor, and he said the name sounds familiar. Like
Hmm.
he's not fully him, but then Skeletor like somehow put his essence into that little
And
staff.
yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, that was kind of dumb, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Before him to be able to
whatever.
stab him just in time, right before he became He-Man, that was like, come on,
That
brother.
that was probably the part that pissed me off. So that's why I'm saying let's wait until the second season or second part,
Yeah.
because if they go again for that second part and it's only like a small little bit of He-Man
He-Man
and
again.
it's
Yeah.
mostly about Tila the whole time, then I'm gonna be on board with everybody else and say fuck this show.
Kevin
But
Smith wouldn't do that. I feel like why would he? You think he would do that? There's so much complaints in the MCU about them pandering and shit like that. In Star Wars
everybody
pandering,
panders. Everybody. But the thing is, Star Wars when they pandered, they did a good job. Like I truthfully love. Like when they had what was it, the final battle with the hell the show called again, Mandalorian,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like predominantly the girls going through fucking shit up. I thought they did a great job. They were all
Well,
really
yeah,
good leads.
Mandalorian wasn't that bad, but
Mandalorian was
the whole
great.
race situation, I think that
Oh
was.
yeah, but that was the reason with that was the way they did it. It wasn't that like it's similar to what they're doing with this right here, where they're like making Prince Adam into a weakling or whatever, and like he already was kind of weak, but he was still kind of heroic in a way. But they're making him like a pansy, and then they're getting rid of He-Man, So they kind of did the same thing with that with Ray, where they, you're used to Luke Skywalker. You want to see what happens to Luke Skywalker, but then they make Luke Skywalker a fucking hermit who gave up on the Force and gave up on Jedi way, and he doesn't really do anything. And now the story's all about this one person instead of they could have had that person. They could have had Luke be something greater and then pass it on to her. But instead, they
Exactly.
made it. We're like, oh, he's a piece of shit, and so even though these people have to train forever to get these abilities and be powerful Jedi and stuff, she just learns it out of nowhere, and she's stronger than
Yeah.
everybody. That was the stupidest shit ever.
And they
So
kill off
yeah.
Han Solo, yet Han Solo is going to be in the new Indiana Jones, and he's still acting. I don't understand the whole point of it all, but
I feel like
hopefully,
they were just disrespect. I think it was they were just disrespecting the shit out of just the what George Lucas already made. Maybe he had some issues with the lady who took charge of Star Wars, but yeah, I think that she was just like, oh, you know what? Just a big fuck you. I'm gonna just make your characters look like shit.
yeah, it was
So
nuts. It was nuts. But all in all, I liked it. It was a cool change of pace, even though I felt like I got through the season hella fast.
yeah, it
Um,
was quick. It was
it was
quick.
pretty quick. Maybe because I was into it, but it did go by quick. It did have a good mix of, of action and violence that they actually show. I thought it was
Hmm.
going to be like really, for kids and keep it really like TV, PG or whatever. It was TV PG, but whatever is like under that, that's what I feel like they're going to keep it. But I'm glad we got to see something cool. I've been hearing about it a lot. Kevin Smith has been really involved in the comic book world and the superhero world for a while now, ever since
And
the whole Silent Bob thing was over. Go ahead.
yeah, and fun fact: Skeletor is Mark Hamill, who was Luke Skywalker in this new one.
Yeah, I didn't really like his voice character. I feel like he should have been a little more stern and a little more evil, but maybe.
Well, no, that's how Skeletor before was like that little squeaky voice. That's how he
No,
was.
yeah, I
So
never really, like I said, I had the toys, but back in the day, it was a little bit before my time. So,
he
I
was
didn't.
actually more of a stern, tougher version of Skeletor than the
Yeah,
original Skeletor.
really.
Yeah,
That
but I
took
mean,
me.
Mark Hamill was the shit. Mark Hamill was like the best version of the Joker. So you remember that cartoon version of Joker, the Joker everybody likes.
Hmm.
That's Mark Hamill, the guy who
Which one
plays
was that?
Super.
Batman, the cartoon. I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not. I don't know what the name of it is.
Any of those Justice League cartoons where they have the Joker,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he
yeah.
plays that like
Hmm.
that's always him.
Okay.
And all the video games they have, like Arkham Asylum, whenever they do that style, they either have Mark Hamill do it or they have somebody imitate him.
I
And
feel that.
that's why they say he created the best version of the Joker.
Nice.
Um,
Story
but
career. Story career.
yeah, another fun fact: He-Man was actually created in response to Star Wars.
Really? Oh yeah, I heard about that. I heard
Yeah,
about that. Yeah.
all about toy sales. Toy sales.
Hmm.
They're trying to sell them toys. Yeah.
I feel that. How is the toy market nowadays? Kids still play with toys
I
like
think
that?
more collectors are more collector toys. You can go and find some like really good replica toys. I think Todd McFarlane with Spawn, they kind of changed the game with toys. So more people who are like adults now collect toys. So you'll see a lot of really detailed toys that people buy and
Got
just
some back
keep. Like I
there.
used to have, or like you have. Remember, I used to always have them on the walls and stuff. Those
Hmm.
the Tupac doll and all other those like toys and shit. So you see a lot of those, and then there's even ones that are like really expensive that are super detailed that look like
I
the
just
real
bought
deal.
a Demon Slayer statue. Um, the main character, his name is slipping my mind right now.
I forgot his name too.
From Demon Slayer, but I got a statue with this nice ass like detailed checkered jacket and shit. It's
That's
gonna be
dope.
sick. I'm gonna sit it right back
Did you
there.
watch? Did you watch the movie?
The movie? No, I didn't watch the movie. I watched the show though. The season they
Yeah,
had on.
so you see how it ended, and like they're going to that train, and
Mhm.
then like if you watch it past that, past the credits, you'll see like it's called Train to something. I forgot what it's called, but it's basically like the next part of the story. Instead of continuing the anime, they're gonna make it into a movie, which they already did. It already came out. It made a shit ton of money over in Japan,
Oh, really?
and yeah, I think now you can rent it on something. I don't know, but I don't really have to watch it because I already read. I read the manga, so I know what happens. So I'm just gonna wait for it to come out for free. I'm not
No,
gonna
yeah,
pay for it.
I can search it and see if I can find it on this website I watch. Yeah, I'm gonna check that shit out for sure, for sure.
Yeah, but
Um,
the manga was clean, so you're definitely, if it's anything like the manga, it's gonna be dope.
oh yeah, I'm down for sure. Just quick rapid fire topics before we get up out of here. Lollapalooza was this weekend. Some big acts went to Chicago. One of the Rolling Loud was a couple of weeks ago, and maybe last weekend in Miami. Bunch of people got together and put on one of those big massive shows. Bunch of people all in one area, thousands of people super close together with no masks. Lollapalooza was this weekend over in Chicago, same situation. I don't know what it is. I think COVID just everybody's happy to be outside the house. It's an opportunity
Mhm.
for these artists to get in front of fans again and make a lot of money and not have to worry about them selling out because all the people are already going to be there from it being a massive like concert. It's an opportunity for people to make quick money, but these people are acting crazy. There's so many people there. What do you feel about
Yeah,
that?
I feel like they're just not giving a fuck. But I mean, I understand. Like, you got to think about how long ago this whole pandemic started, and you got a bunch of people who've just been cooped up doing like it's just the world completely changed overnight. So it's like, I mean, the whole fucking world. So people are
The
trying to
whole
figure out
world.
ways to get out. And they're taking advantage of it. But I feel like a lot of times they're like, that's one of the reasons why we're still stuck where we're at, because people aren't taking it more seriously and staying indoors and letting this shit kill over.
Yeah,
But so they constantly just letting that shit linger somehow. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of them are probably young and
hell young.
want to, they just those they're it's hard to explain to people who are young because we were young at one point, and a lot of times you think you know what the fuck you're talking about or know what you're doing until it's too late. So hopefully nothing bad happens to them, and hopefully
Yeah,
they
there's
all,
nothing bad reported as far as violence and stuff goes, but I don't know. They didn't put those COVID numbers out yet. It takes 2 weeks
see.
to kick in now, but they gonna let us know next week. Let us know how many kids got that Delta variant. Delta variant was out there probably.
Probably. So
Yeah.
hopefully everything's good.
Yep.
But
Hey, the world's
I
back in
understand what they're
order.
doing though.
Yeah, hopefully everything gonna shut back down. Heard LA's back in the mask mandate, so hope everything stays open. We're able to stay outside, but everybody just party respectably, responsibly. Don't get other people sick, man. Still try to social distance. These people are on each other's backs nowadays at these concerts, these games, these events. Stay healthy, everybody, and that's it for our topics today. It's time. It's to the point where I let them know where they can find me at. But actually, where can they find you at? You got anything new to let people know before we get up out of here?
Same place. I think it's like Keo Young on the Instagram. So it's not private anymore. You can go and add me if you want to. I mean, I'm getting a bunch of fucking spam ads, but
Right, because they
it is
seeing
what it
you
is.
on the Best of Bias Instagram. They seeing you on my Instagram because all the preview videos have you in the beginning. So hey, they know
Yeah.
who you is now. So they coming and finding where you know where you at. But yeah, there's a lot of people enjoying the videos. You're doing great work, and your followers should rise because you deserve it, and people are coming to check out who you are. I tag you in each of the videos too. And we got
I ain't got shit on my page, but Bruce Lee, my mama, and Glenfiddich whiskey, bar
Hey,
scotch.
whatever. Shit, people probably reach out to you for some video editing work. I know people that are probably hollered at me that are willing to pay you for some video editing work. So there's some good stuff that can come out of it.
Yeah, I'm down, down.
Also, what else was I gonna say here? Any updates on the music front? Any updates on the PC EP dropping?
I think I'm about to go ahead and probably edit another song and just put it out. Edit as far as the video. I don't know if I'm gonna do all the words like that, or if I do, I'm gonna find an easier way to do it. That should take forever. But I don't know. Chris said that he already has the concept that he wants, so now we're just gonna go ahead and shoot the pictures, and then he's gonna do the whole Photoshop and whatever. But
Sure.
that's my whole thing is I'm waiting for us to get the actual picture that he wants, so that way the rest of the songs that I release have that picture in the background. So can I
Got it.
release the album?
Got it. Also, it's been over a month. Damon's probably not gonna do that verse, so you might as well just write
Oh
something.
yeah,
on that song.
I've already started thinking about what I'm gonna come home to. So yeah, I'll
All right.
probably have that shit written like probably sometime by like Tuesday and record it after that.
Sounds good. Speaking of Tuesday, I get the new computer, so we're gonna have to record something on that bad boy. See how much clearer my visuals are here. You know where you can find your boy at SAC_Lydell on the Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat. You know you can find the podcast on Best of Bias on the Instagram, also bestofbias.com on the website. Let me say it one more time, bestofbias.com on the website. YouTube.com, type in Best of Bias, and you'll find both of our pretty faces on there with plenty of videos. Like I said, edited by AKA over here. Holla at him if you need any work done, man. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of people within the Best of Bias media that could help you with your needs, man. So holla at us. We have plenty more content coming out, Anime Kumite. I know I say that all the time. We've only done 2 Anime Kumites, and I know people are asking for it. I'm trying to, my eventual plans, who, RDC World 1 and them are, right? I'm trying to get invited out there to fucking to their Dream Con, you know what I'm saying? They have it out there in Texas every year. So working hard on these anime and get all our content out because we like to talk about this superhero anime shit too, so we can get out of there and be part of those black creators that are into the anime and stuff too. Because there's not too many of us, you know what I mean? So everybody's still on that wave that anime is nerdy and it's not for everybody, but only if they knew. You got all these people that are into MCU and shit. I feel like anime and manga and shit like that are kind of in the same boat. It just takes a little bit more time to read. And
I feel like anime sometimes got way better stories.
Oh yeah, I do too. I feel it too. They can make any basic show and just put hella characters in it with different storylines, and you'll be interested in just watch that shit forever.
Yeah, I think the issue is they see like Luffy and the cartoony goofy shit and be like, oh, completely repelled by it.
Right.
Because I was like that when I first saw the American version of it. I thought that was fucking stupid as shit, But then I realized that that's not a real show goes, and shit. Now I'm a super. I mean, I've always been a fan of anime. Well, not always, but since college, So I probably watch more anime than most people.
Right. Yeah. So we need to get back on there. And what's better than pitting both worlds against each other? MCU superhero against anime, anime characters. And we need to get back into it, man. It's a cool little topic we get to once we get Deshaun back in the fold and some other judges to come and special guests for us. We got plenty of content, man. More stuff coming this week. Get this edited up and put out. Again, congratulations, Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks for winning the NBA championship this year. Congratulations, Tampa Bay Bucks, for getting your rings and winning the championship last year in the NFL. New season about to start. And lastly, before I get out of here, I will be remiss if I didn't talk about the 2021 Fantasy Football Bias League. Just started that. It's going to be weekly updates, weekly podcasts, weekly side bets, weekly accolades, achievements posted on the Best of Bias Instagram page. So sorry if you're not involved in the league or not interested in fantasy football. We'll be blowing it up there for the 12 members of that league. We'll have some of the league members on here to talk about fantasy football and the weeks they've been having and some other shit about fantasy football because football season is coming. So if you dig fantasy football, be sure to tune in. We got some advice, special guests for you with that shit as well. Like I said, Best of Bias, plenty topics, plenty of love, plenty of family, all day, every day. So yeah, anything else you want to let them know before we get up out of here? Nah, so where the fuck is my theme song? It's right here. Thank you guys. See you next time. It's the Best of Bias podcast, baby.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. It's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast.